Hello, everyone. This week on 60 Minutes, we have a member of the proletariat interviewing Tsar Nicholas II.
Hello, Tsar Nicholas. My name is Anishka. Thank you for meeting me today in your secret home. So I would like to start off by discussing your ruling tactics. Did your father's ideas ever influence you? How did you decide for Russia to remain an autocracy since your father's rule?
Yes, my father's ideals always influenced me. From what I observed, I believe that my father's choices for Russia and the monarchy were the best. I decided that I was going to continue the Russian tradition of autocracy. I believed and still believe that this was the right choice for my country. Russia needs a monarchy or else she'll fall.
Debatable. Your industrialization caused many strikes. Do you still believe that industrializing Russia was the best choice?
I believe that industrializing Russia was very important because it strengthened the nation and her political stance in the world. I did not think much of the riots. People are rarely happy. You tend to the needs of one social class, but the other social class is unhappy. There is just no end. It is extremely difficult to help and satisfy everyone. However, our economical growth in results to the production of factories caused neighboring countries to be threatened, specifically Japan.
Speaking of Japan, do you agree with Sergei White's economical plan? Do you believe it was a smart move to build the Trans-Siberian Railway?
Wow, I'm just so extremely proud and supportive of my country's economical growth. I think that the building of the railroad was proof to the world of my strength and economical power. My goal was to advance Russia to create the ability to compete with the other European countries. Various European countries helped us build our magnificent railroad connecting the vast amount of precious Russian land. I am extremely proud to vocalize our success in creating the world's longest railroads. However, because of our railroad expedition, Japan felt threatened by a presence in the east, a result of our economical growth.
How do you feel that the Russian-Japanese War changed Russia?
I believe the Russo-Japanese War was a major turning point against our Russian unity. Because Japan felt threatened by our success in economic growth, they angrily decided to attack Russia. My army was completely unprepared because of a slight lack of industrialization. We were decimated and therefore forced to surrender, creating intelligent peace plans later that year. However, the losses within the war resulted in many disputes among our citizens. Their anger resulted in treasonous countrywide rebellions. This horrified me.
Speaking of rebellions, please express your opinion on Bloody Sunday.
Father George Capone, a completely disgraceful religious leader, decided to unlawfully create a demonstration against my powerful political government. He wished to create better working conditions at an assembly, whereas the workers truly had no right to rebel because they should be satisfied with my amazing sole rule. Therefore, I have no regrets of commanding my respect throughout Russia by firing at the treasonous demonstrators. The blood we shed throughout Bloody Sunday was all because of the actions of the rebels. They placed their death upon themselves. I was forced to create a legislature, even though I should be the sole leader of Russia, because God appointed me. Thus, I decided to create the Duma in order to satisfy everyone.
Speaking of the legislative, why did you believe that the Duma would change things?
Bloody Sunday demonstrated to me that the people wanted more freedom and they wanted their voices to be heard. I decided that creating the Duma was one of the best options. Although the Duma had no power and was an appointed legislation, I still held an immense amount of power, satisfying both myself and the nation. I was not the only one making decisions in Russia. I believed the Duma was just what the country needed.
So then why did you dissolve the Duma?
Although I once thought that the Duma could possibly benefit the nation, the Duma truly was not in the interest of the people. Rather, my sole power was better for the people than if I shared the power.
If the people began to respond negatively to Russia's interference in World War I, then why did you force Russia to keep on fighting?
Russia needed to prove itself to the world. Entering the war was the perfect opportunity for Russia to do this. I believe that leaving the war would be a cowardly action of defeat. Our nation is so vast that we have the ability to continue fighting, and backing out would not present Russia as strong. We were able to show our alliance with two of the most powerful countries, benefiting Russia by helping to defeat Germany. Forming the Triple Entente with France and Great Britain during World War I was a true proof of power and the greatness of Russia.
In the midst of war, your wife met a comrade named Rasputin. What are your thoughts about him? Do you believe anything went down between him and your wife? Does your perception of Rasputin have any relationship with his assassination?
That man was pure evil. He may have healed my son when my son was very sick. Rasputin has influenced my wife for the worst. Rasputin used my family to undermine my reign, being a complete traitor and proving his disloyal soul. I believe that my wife was pressured into having an affair with Rasputin. He completely influenced and possessed her. I know my wife very well, and she loves me too much to be disloyal.
How do you feel about the new Russia and communists? What do you think about the allegations that Germany is sneaking in Lenin?
The communists do not understand the way of the world. Thomas Hobbes said that the people should be ruled with an absolute monarch who has total power in order to maintain peace in this chaotic world, and I completely agree with these ideas. If everyone is equal, Russia will start to crumble. The citizens need someone to rule over them. The communists are only creating chaos. They are not benefiting Russia. The communists have no experience in running a country, unlike me and my family. I cannot believe the Germans want to sneak Lenin back into my country. He was a traitor, and his communist ideals were influencing my people for the worst. He does not deserve to be allowed back into my beautiful Russia.
Please explain to me your opinion on the workers' rebellion and your resignation.
I believe that the female workers were rebelling against me did not have the valid argument. The workers wished for a higher wage, even though they received enough. The protest led to country uprisings, with the entire nation rebelling against me, even my fellow soldiers. How can I rule over people who lack total respect and self-dignity? Does the country know that I am the only reason for their success? Without me, the country will not succeed. However, the country has failed me by rebelling, both soldiers and workers, leaving me no choice but to resign.
Do you fear for your life now?
This is a secret. Yes. The people are brainwashed by these communists. I am paranoid that people will eventually come find me. I am also worried for my family. I do not believe we are safe, or we will ever be safe. Even though throughout my rule I built an extremely long railroad, raised Russia's economy, benefited the citizens with my strong and sharp rulership, and helped industrialize Russia, they are now in the hands of communists because of their own doings, despite my amazing power and reign. I have a terrible feeling about the Russia to come.
As our interview is coming to an end, I would like to tell you that I am a member of the proletariat. I have completely disagreed with your tactics throughout your entire reign. You have caused the nation to worsen due to your terrible tactics. You have been an absolutely devastating ruler. Your dictatorship has failed Russia. You have mistreated your people and you have restricted the potential for reform. Thank you for being here.